New charges likely for a police chief's son accused of brutally beating his 3-year-old stepson.
A gunman on a shooting spree fatally stopped by police. We'll show you where it all happened.
An owner's racist comments online temporarily shuts down one of Atlanta's most popular gay bars, while some employees decided to stay while others quit.
The main rain shield is moving out. Now we're tracking when the next cold blast arrives.
Burkhartz is a legendary gay nightclub in Atlanta. It's been in business over 3 decades, and through the years, it's been a major part of Midtown's cultural and entertainment landscape. The bar is famous for its drag shows, but those shows came to a halt when 30 performers staged a walkout because of the racist statements posted online by the bar's owner back in 2015. One of those posts referred to then President Obama as the N-word. So now, after some pressure from the community, the performers aren't working there anymore. While the bar closed Friday and Saturday night, it reopened tonight after a sign was posted on the door claiming new ownership. So several questions tonight. Who owns the bar? Have any of the performers gone back to work? And is the community going to show up or boycott Burkhartz? Natisha Lance is inside the nightclub tonight. Natisha, I hear music. Did anyone show up?
Well, Vinny, it sounds like it's a really lively night tonight, but people who work here say that normally on a night like this, it would be completely packed. And as you can see, the tables are pretty empty. Every table would normally be filled. There are 30 people who are here working tonight, full-time employees. These are bartenders, these are bar backs, and these are also kitchen staff. They didn't quit along with those 30 entertainers that you mentioned. And it's not because they don't support them or because they agree with those posts that were made by the owner, but they get paid in tips. That is how they make their livelihood. And they say that now they might be at risk of not being able to pay their rent.
It's definitely been a big hit the last few days that, none of us were expecting. We didn't expect it to be this big, this quick, I guess.
Normally the past 2 days, I could probably ring in about $250 in tips each night. So that's where I would get my rent money.
Right. $500 in 2 nights to go to, I think Wednesday I made $40.
We still have our bills to pay. I'm probably a few $100 short of my rent still being paid.
We're here to do a job, and that is our livelihood right now, and that's what we're here to do.
And there are signs posted outside Burkhartz that say the boycott worked. Management is accepting offers to purchase the business. It also asks folks to support their staff who should not be made to suffer, which is why they opened tonight, to give them an opportunity to make some money. Tonight, the disco ball is still turning, but the floor is empty where those entertainers would have normally performed 2 shows tonight. But staff I spoke with said they are excited about the change and plan to keep working until the buyout is complete, even though it could keep putting a dent into their pockets. And they don't know what tomorrow is going to bring for them financially, but I did speak to the bar manager. His name is Doug Youngblood, and he said there was a meeting this evening between the current owners and a potential future owner. They said there's a legit offer on the table, and they were talking about financials today. And as early as tomorrow, there could be some sort of announcement as to who Burkhartz gets turned over to, Benny.
All right, Natisha Lance inside Burkhartz tonight. Thanks so much. And at the center of the story are the performers who quit, walked off of Burkhartz stage, and are also losing money to stand with the community. So I sat down with 3 of the entertainers to talk about what this means for them and what's next. That's coming up in about 15 minutes. A man armed with a gun shoots at several people and cars at 4 different locations in Chamblee. The GBI tells us this shooting spree came to an end with an officer killing the suspect with a single shot. Joe Hankey joins us with a look at the ground that the gunman was able to cover so quickly, Joe.
Well, Vinny, Chamblee police tell us this could have been much worse. The shooting spree lasted for about 10 minutes across 4 different locations. Tonight, the only victim shot is recovering after being hit in the hand. 1:11 a.m. off New Peachtree Road. Chamblee police received a call of a person shot in the hand. Witnesses described a drive-by shooting to officers with a white man holding a handgun driving off in a small silver car. Then, a mile away and minutes later, a man is driving through the intersection of Chamblee-Tucker Road and Chalifer Road. He tells police someone shot at and hit his car in the intersection here. Less than a mile to the east, and after only a few more minutes, Chamblee police are dispatched to calls of a person shooting at cars on Chamblee-Tucker Road from this Quick Trip parking lot. Officers spot this silver car and also see a man with a gun running away. Police catch up to him on Quantum Lane, where the man continued shooting only a short distance from the Quick Trip. An officer then brings the shooting spree to an end.
Fearing for their safety and the safety of the public at large, a Chamblee police officer fired one shot, striking the subject. The offender was detained and later passed away on the scene.
Chamblee police called the GBI, which is now handling the investigation of the deadly shot fired by the officer. Meanwhile, police are saying all 4 shootings are connected.
Because of the short span of time between the incidents, we believe that these shootings at 4 locations are linked to the same offender.
And Vinny, the Chamblee officer who shot the gunman is on paid leave tonight. The names of that officer and the gunman have not been released so far.
Hey, Joe, the question everyone wants to know tonight, why? Do we have any idea why this guy was shooting at everyone?
And that's a question we had earlier today as well. Investigators at this time do not have any information on the motive, unfortunately, for the shooting spree.
All right, Joe, thanks so much. We've got some breaking news right now. Police say a Papa John's delivery driver shot a would-be robber at a Red Roof Inn off of Fulton Industrial Boulevard. Reports say this happened when a man threatened the driver. The driver then pulled out a gun and fired. The robber is being treated at Grady Hospital. Stay with 11alive.com for updates on that one. Some more breaking news tonight that really is absolutely heartbreaking. A 3-year-old boy from Villa Rica named Brentley Gore, who was battling to survive, has died. And what happened to this child never should have happened. Investigators say he was beaten with a belt by his stepfather. He suffered multiple skull fractures, and he passed away today. Take a look. We've got a picture of the 21-year-old man who is expected to face murder charges. His name is Joshua Richards. He is that little boy's stepdad. He's also the son of the Carrollton police chief who has the same name. But I want to make something clear tonight. The chief has nothing to do with this case and is no way responsible for the actions or alleged actions of his grown child. The man you're looking at who was crying in court, he's the one police say is responsible. If and when murder charges are filed, we'll let you know here on the Late Feed and, of course, on 11alive.com. All right, Ron, almost half a dozen people dead tonight. What's going on?
Yeah, this is a horrible situation. It took place in Pennsylvania at a car wash. Now, Vinny, this all began as a domestic dispute in a community. This is southeast of Pittsburgh, about 55 miles southeast of Pittsburgh. Local media there reporting a witness hearing about 30 gunshots over a span of several minutes. We're told that this is all about jealousy. Apparently, family members say some sort of domestic squabble led to this gunfire. The victims are identified as 3 men, 2 women in their 20s and 30s. 4 of the victims pronounced dead at the car wash. Another victim taken to the hospital. No word on any arrest. An overnight fire in a townhome in Suwanee sent the homeowner scrambling. A neighbor called 911 saying that they could see flames coming from the garage. This is right off Barbados Lane. Firefighters got to work really quickly, but the flames destroyed a car and part of the 2-story townhome. The woman inside that home, she made it out A-OK. Well, the so-called serial stowaway arrested again early this morning at Chicago's O'Hare Airport. Marilyn Hartman, you can see her there, was taken into custody and charged with misdemeanor trespassing. She was previously arrested last week after stowing away on a flight to London. Hartman has spent a year in jail after attempting to board an aircraft at O'Hare and Midway airports multiple times. Well, the Eagles have landed in Minnesota. They're there for Super Bowl 52 as they try to get ready to take on those pesky Patriots next Sunday. 11 Alive is sending a crew to Minneapolis this week to cover the Super Bowl experience leading up to the big game. Jeff Hollinger, Matt Pearl, myself will bring you that NFL experience all week long in Minnesota and what we can expect when it comes to the Super Bowl played in Atlanta next year. But I'm letting you know right now, Vinny, I am rooting for the Eagles. It's time to take the Patriots down.
Yeah, I agree. And your Super Bowl experience will be cold. That's my prediction.
It's 4 degrees right now in Minnesota.
Yeah. All right, thanks, Ron.
All right.
This one is about as low as it goes. Stealing from a church. We have video of the man police said made himself at home before making off with the church's only van. Hear the message that this congregation has for the thief tonight.